Hey, good morning. Happy Sunday to you. The pain edition, how to pick your pain. I was reminiscing back a year ago. My wife and I were talking and we were remembering a year ago where I was in a lot of pain. I had my very first tattoo. At 48 years old, chose to get my first tattoo. I haven't stopped. I have a few of them now. It was really, really painful. I've never experienced pain quite like I experienced a year ago when I got my very first tattoo. And now there's no pain at all. It feels good. I'm glad I got it. And that's not what I wanted to talk to you about, but I wanted to talk to you about pain, about there's lots of pain to be experienced, right? I don't know if you've experienced pain, like maybe touching the stove and it was hot and you reach your hand back, ow, you have that response. You don't want to touch that again. You learn from those responses. Or maybe the pain of, I don't know if you experienced this. I did, and I can say I'm grateful for it, is I got a spanking when I was a kid. And I definitely made some bad choices, and there were repercussions. I grew up on a farm, and that's just the way we did it. Not saying right or wrong. That's just the way it happened in our house. If you disobeyed and you got in trouble, you got the belt. And that was a different kind of pain, right? You learn from your lessons. And then there's all sorts of pain, right? So I don't know, maybe you're going through a pain right now today. Maybe you're experiencing pain in your heart. Maybe you're experiencing a physical pain. Maybe you have some injuries. Maybe you have some emotional pain. I don't know what that is, but I just wanted to just share with you briefly, and I do have to go because my church is starting. I was painful when we left real church. I say real church, in-person church, and started watching online. And actually something that was a little bit painful. You go through transitions and you go from one church and you maybe move to a different church, or God's calling you in a different direction. Lots of different pain, right? Pain is inevitable. But I can say there's two types of pain that I talk to people on a regular basis about. And it's the pain of staying the same, or the pain of change. So I want to share that. And you can relate it to anything. Because I'm a weight loss coach, I want to just direct it to that. And I have people that talked to me about, hey, Mark, I want to lose weight. I want to lose 20 pounds or 40 pounds. It's the new year. I'm going to make myself a high priority, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? If you're struggling to lose weight, this message may find value for you. And it's in the thought process of the pain of staying the same, or the pain of change. And I know it's really, really easy to fall in lines with thinking about the pain of change, because change is hard, right? Like, it's painful to change habits. It's painful to change like things like, maybe being relaxed and maybe less active, because it's enjoyable to be less active to some extent for some people. Being relaxed and comfortable, right? It's uncomfortable to have to change. So, and there's pain with going along with having to change. It's a new year. I know a lot of people are experiencing pain right now. Two types of pain. There's a lot of people experiencing the pain of staying the same, looking back at the last few years and realize, gosh, I'm in the same place I was last year. I'm 50 pounds overweight. I'm out of shape. I didn't get my act together. I said last year I was going to get off the weight loss journey. I said last year I was going to make myself a priority. I said last year I was going to start exercising. I said last year I was going to start actually going to the gym again. And for whatever reason, and I'm not here to beat you up about that, but for whatever reason, it just didn't happen, right? So you're in pain because you stayed the same, even despite maybe your best efforts. The pain of change, I can tell you, in so many instances in my life, in my personal journey, my fitness journey, in relationships, it's my wife and I, we didn't have an anniversary yesterday, but thank you for your comments, and thank you for your likes and loves, and I appreciate it. We were down at the beach. We went to a different beach the other day. We had some time. We said, you know what? And it's it was kind of a mindless thing just for us to go shark tooth hunting. We found about 30 shark's teeth between the two of us. And if you guys live here, if you know in Florida, there's lots of sharks, lots of shark teeth, and the beaches are just all over. You can just basically, it's like hunting for them. And it's actually quite fun. And we haven't done it in a long time. So we went down to the beach, and I was thinking when we were together, and that's why I made that post yesterday about our relationship, and just so grateful and so blessed. And I can tell you, though, that required a lot of pain. Not saying with my wife, so to speak. I was saying going through relationships prior to that, before I found my wife, before she found me, before we got connected, I had relationships that were painful. Like dated girls that I thought were going to be like, serious, and they ended up not, and, broken hearts and all those things. And it was really painful. But again, I could stay in the same space and stay in that pain, or I can look for change. And I think back now, over 20 years when Nicole and I got connected, and I'm so grateful that I chose the pain of changing the direction, changing how I looked as far as what I looked for in a woman and that sort of thing. And I'm not here to get on a relationship. Just wanted to kind of just parallel that with the pain of staying the same and the pain of change. So my question to you is, in 2022, is if you're in pain, we're all in some sort of pain, right? The world's filled with pain right now, so to speak. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of what goes along with pain, and that's anxiety and fear and disappointment and frustration, and it's hard, right? Pain is hard. But I guess the question is, the balance in the question is it going to be more painful to stay the same, or is it going to be more painful to change? And that's my question to you. So when I get people started on a coaching program with me, and they join my Lean Body Breakthrough Inner Circle, and that's where I work and service and help men and women over 40 get off the weight loss journey. So part of getting off the weight loss journey, there's pain involved, right? But the good news is, with the pain that goes along with changing, because when they come into my program, they're required to change. If they want to improve, you need to change, right? If you're looking to improve anything in your life, whether it be the scale, whether it be the way your clothes fit, whether it be your energy levels, whether it be how you look at yourself in the mirror, things need to change, right? Now, again, the pain of staying the same, to me, is far worse. But I think what happens is we get so accustomed to staying the same that it just becomes second nature. It just becomes almost a habit in itself. I think what happens a lot of times, at least from my experience, in people that have maybe struggled in their weight loss journey, maybe have gone up and down the yo-yo roller coaster ride, maybe have failed, maybe have, tried things and stopped things and tried things and lost weight and put weight back on and take weight off and put weight back on. There's a habit that's built up in there, and that's staying the same, meaning staying the same is losing a little bit of weight and putting a little bit of weight back on. That's kind of staying the same. It's like basically going around, if you will, in a merry-go-round. I remember as kids when I was in way back in the park, we had this merry-go-round. You remember that? Where you could have somebody run and pull the merry-go-round. Somebody'd hold on to it and you spin around. And it was kind of fun until you got off. And then you get like all dizzy. And I would say that's what I find a lot of times, people that are continuing to go around that vicious merry-go-round of weight loss, right? That weight loss and quick fixes and diets and cleanses and potions and pills. And I see everybody's posting it just as they do every year. And isn't that, some people are like, enough. I'm just tired of getting dizzy. I'm tired of like just spinning the wheels and nothing happening. And my question to you is, maybe it's time for something different. Maybe it's time for something better. Maybe it's time to get off the merry-go-round, let that dizziness go away, and then choose something different. And if you want to see and learn more about my program, what I do, you can reach out to me. Just shoot me a private message, Breakthrough 2022. You can drop that down below there as well. And until then, think about this. And here's why I'm so passionate about this. This is my livelihood. I absolutely am passionate, and I'm on a pursuit. We're moving into 2022, and I get excited because I'm going to share with you at the end of the year, this year, there's going to be over 200 people's lives that are going to be transformed. There are going to be over 200 people that are going to be in our program that are going to move away from being the pain of staying the same and moving into looking back and saying, wow, I'm so glad I chose the pain of change. It was still painful, but it was so worth it. And I can't say, you have to see for yourself, right? The bottom line is, I can't tell you how you're going to feel when you get off the weight loss journey. I just know from hundreds of people that I've been able to help over the last 27 years, that kind of pain is so worth it. It's worth the pain of change. Far, far, far more worth the pain of change than paying the same. Anyway, I hope this message finds you well. If it did, I'd love to hear your comments. Please share this with your friends. I know how this all works, the social media. If you share it, you post it, you like it, I appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful, blessed Sunday. Let me know if you want change in 2022. If you're tired of being on the merry-go-round, I have actually now more spots. I actually have one of our success students, Lynette, who's now one of my assistant coaches. She's been on the journey she chose last year, said, you know what? I'm tired of staying the same. I want to change. And now she is. She had her best birthday at 60, hit 60, is now becoming an assistant coach with me, part of my team. And we have an amazing inner circle welcoming those of you who are ready to make change. But you got to get out of the pain of staying the same. It's time to move forward into 2022. Time to get off the weight loss journey. Time to start living the life that you have available to you if you go after it. But staying the same, it's going to be hard to go after your best life if you're staying the same. A little bit of pain from change is okay, especially if you have the right guidance, the right clarity, and the right kind of help and support to move you along that journey. I'm only one guy, but we have an amazing team ready to help serve you. Take care. God bless. Happy Sunday.